Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in to Hawk Talk today. My name is Joel Janikowski, and I'm here with Joey Erickson, a teacher here at Hettinger Public School. Joey, thank you very much for coming in today and talking about this.
Thank you for having me.
Fantastic. So today we're talking about a few things that people either may have heard about but don't hear a lot about or don't know too much about. So we're kind of just spreading out some information and also giving out some updates and things like that. And it's about HEF. Joey, what is HEF?
So HEF stands for Hettinger Education Foundation. We are a nonprofit board.
Okay, and this is separate from the school?
It is totally separate from the school, yes.
Gotcha.
We are a board that actually, Hettinger Education Foundation has been around for years. It died out for a while.
Okay.
For several years.
Okay.
I think it was just kind of the members getting older.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
yep.
how
and
that goes.
Just, and it just kind of... there.
Exactly,
mm-hmm.
exactly. So it kind of died out, and about 5 or 6 years ago, we had a community member that had come up to the school and said, hey, let's get this going again. Let's get these scholarships for these kids back out there. Although our scholarships continued, our meetings just kind of died out. So we always continued our scholarships every year. So like I said, about 5 or 6 years ago, we decided that we would bring it back up and have been going strong. Although, of course, COVID hit. And so we did have a few years where things just kind of laid low a little bit as well.
Yep, absolutely. So you guys just recently had a meeting. You guys...
we did.
Like within the last couple of weeks or so?
Yes.
Okay. Tell me a little bit more about that. What new updates are kind of coming down the pipe and things that you guys talked about?
Okay, so at our meeting, we discussed one very important thing that is actually coming up, which is the PING.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right.
And PING stands for Powers in Number Group.
Okay.
This group was established a few years ago, which offers scholarships to all high school senior graduates.
Gotcha.
There's no stipulation with these. These students have to apply. They do have to go through an interview process with the board. We've tried to be around that 500 mark with our scholarship
for
each of those students. Yes. Okay. Where that money comes from is this group that initially started was given an invitation to join PING, and basically it is sponsoring or funding this program for these scholarships. Gotcha. Last year was our second year, and we had our old members and then searched for new members. You do not, we'll have our program, we're thinking around mid-April this year.
Okay, that's when you guys are getting together again.
Yep.
And,
So we usually get together, we do a little social. We've held it at the Pastime. We've had it the Gutter last year. We're looking tentatively for it to be out at the golf course, the country club for this year. And putting out some new invites.
Gotcha.
Just so you know, though, if you don't receive an invite, that does not mean you cannot come.
So this is a public event. This is for anybody.
This is for anybody.
Okay.
This is for anybody that really wants to help our youth.
Yeah, the youth transition to after school, which kind of rewinding back a little bit. When you say scholarship, is this college only or... Well, how does this PING scholarship work? So
this scholarship is not just college only.
Okay.
This scholarship is for anyone that will apply. That money, they can use that for, let's say they're going to the farm. They're not going to go to college. They're going to go to the farm.
Going right out there, absolutely.
And they need some new tools. They can use that money to purchase new tools. Let's say they are not going to go to school, but plan on going for an interview, and they need clothes for an interview because clothes are not cheap nowadays, especially interview clothes.
Yes.
And so they can use that money to fund those clothing. And even if they are going to a 4-year or a 2-year, that little bit of extra money helps with books.
Absolutely. So, I mean, whether it's going into, an educational area, whether it be college, or if they're going right into the workforce or out to the farm, either way, this money is intended to help them into their transition into their adult life.
Exactly.
Awesome.
I love this program. A couple stories about this program.
Yep.
First of all, the very first year that we did this, we had a child that was handicapped, and that opportunity for this person to apply for a scholarship was not there for this student.
Okay.
Was not going to college, was not, did not have that capability of going. And I remember when this person applied for it, they were so excited because it was the one and only scholarship that applied to this person.
That actually they could qualify for. And,
exactly.
Wow.
Exactly. After they received their $500, this person ended up going into an apartment of their own.
Okay.
And they purchased things for their apartment.
Oh, wow.
And then they have since been working out in the community, our community.
So it really served as that kind of that aid to help them transition.
Right.
Oh, that's fantastic.
We're a group. We're a firm believing group that if we give to these kids, maybe at some point in time, they'll come back to our community and give back. Mm-hmm. Whether that is filling up jobs that are here, opening new jobs,
creating new businesses, or anything like that.
Exactly. That's our hope.
Gotcha. Oh, that's fantastic. So that's one of the elements that the Hettinger Education Foundation has been a part of, that have been helping out with. What are the other things that you guys have been helping out with recently? If I'm correct, wasn't there something that was Miss Obert did? Right?
Yeah. So the foundation provides supplemental financial aid towards students as well as teaching staff at Hettinger Public School. One of those is there's an opportunity for teachers to put in applications for things that kind of go above and beyond what the normal school is able to requisition, allow the teachers to requisition for.
Gotcha.
Some of those things, just this year, we approved Anna Block's Makerspace application, which is science-based.
Yeah, hers is more of a STEM thing, right?
Exactly.
Which, for those who don't know, STEM stands for
Science, Technology, Engineering, and Math.
And math, yeah, absolutely. And that's what that Makerspace is intended for, is to help elevate that experience here at Hettinger Public School. Okay.
Our science department is going towards a totally different aspect, a different way of teaching science. It's more, instead of just, hey, let's read this chapter, let's do these questions and learn these vocabulary words, and then we're going to have a test next week. It's more of hands-on. Let's get in there and let's figure it out. You've got a theory. Is it going to work? Figure it out.
And then when they have the tools appropriate for exploring that possibility, whether it's true or false or whatever they're trying to learn.
Yes.
So they're just getting their hands dirty, and they're getting in there with science instead of just it's all conceptual. They're actually experiencing it.
We have also sponsored it was actually 5th and 6th grade, a field trip that they headed to the Capitol and the state Capitol. It was a trip that they are supposed to take as 4th graders, but during that COVID year, there was 2 classes that were not able to go. So we funded that field trip so that they can have that experience as well.
So they didn't miss out, basically.
Right. So they got to go to the Capitol and Fort Lincoln and the Heritage Center with that trip.
That's awesome.
We just approved Miss Obert, which this has been a couple times now.
Okay. That
she's put in an application through the library and their book fair that comes over conference time. So she puts in money for teachers, to elementary teachers, and I think it was a few junior high teachers, to be able to come down and spend $50 at the book fair, and those books are then placed in the teacher's personal classroom library. Yeah,
wow.
so the kids can use.
Each class gets $50 to go.
Right.
Wow. Oh, that's really nice.
Yeah.
Wow.
It really builds up the classroom libraries, and of course it has the books there for the kids to read as well.
Oh, for fun. Okay. Yep. So then also too, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but weren't you guys kind of tied in with the music event that was happening during Wake Up Santa Parade? Weren't you guys kind of tied in with the students who were doing that? Yeah,
actually we were. So we had, I don't know, there must have been about 5 or 6 kids with their instruments down there playing some Christmas music.
Yep, absolutely.
At the Santa Parade right before it happened. Yep. So like down at Town Square, I was actually down there, and it was so nice because there was quite a slew of people there because there was music being played, and it was before the parade had gotten started, and it was just such a nice moment to have with your family. It was really festive, wasn't it?
Very much so.
So those kids are going on a band trip, and so we sponsored money towards their band trip, and in return they played their instruments, and we had a good old time.
Oh, that's
also
awesome.
That night we did put on the bingo.
That's the
Candy
bingo.
C. Yep, Candy C radio bingo.
Okay.
And that money went towards the Ping scholarship.
Wow.
As well.
Oh, that's awesome. That's really awesome. So with all of those kind of encompassing, so with the Hettinger Education Foundation, with all the things that you guys are helping around in our community and with our students and our youth, if someone's interested in learning more about you guys, or if they want to either donate or contact somebody part of this group, what can they do? Where do we go from here?
So Hettinger Education Foundation has a website. You can find that. You can just go in and Google Hettinger Education Foundation, and it should pop up for you.
Okay.
We have a place on there where you can send donations. Also, you can, call me here at the school.
Okay.
And get in contact with me. Mr. Siemens is also on the board. Okay. There's Lauren Luco.
Okay.
So there's, quite a few members that are on this board that you can also contact that's not in the school system as well.
Okay, so there's quite a few community members as well, a part of that process. Okay, well, awesome. Well, thank you very much for coming down and talking about the Hettinger Education Foundation and all the things that you guys do for our students, our youth, and our community here. And thanks for sharing with us.
Thank you for having me. And once again, if there's anybody that is interested in sending some funds our way, we'll use them for good purpose.
For good things. Awesome. All right. Well, thank you very much for tuning in. This was another episode of Hawk Talk. You can find Hawk Talk anywhere that you listen to your podcasts, not only on YouTube, but also Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts, Google Podcasts, anywhere that you find those. We are there, and have a great day.